Well, for more on this, let me turn to our guest, Famke Krumbmuller from political consultancy firm OpenCitiz. Hello, thank you for being with us. Why did the CSU flirt with the far right?
Because of the immigration flows into Germany over the past few years. And it's true that within a short amount of time, many immigrants reached Germany, mostly through Bavaria, actually. And because the AfD, the far right, positioned themselves against these flows, and because Bavaria suffered, let's say, from the inflows, the CSU thought it would be a smart strategy to position themselves to the right. And it now turns out that this really hasn't worked for them. We shouldn't forget that, first of all, they have the AfD on their right, who are maybe more credible to a certain extent with their nationalist claims on how to manage migration in Germany. And then on the other hand, many people in Bavaria actually welcomed the immigrants, did hard work to make them feel welcome, and they now feel like the CSU is not responding to their efforts, and the Greens are much more. So the CSU is losing voters both to the left and to the right.
And as you said, the Greens could come out the big winners of this poll. Why is that so significant?
That is extremely significant, most importantly because it will mean the CSU loses their absolute majority, and they can't govern by themselves anymore. This is very clear. We don't know the outcome yet, but they won't be able to govern by themselves. So most likely, either with the Greens, it's the only coalition the polls currently show might be possible, possibly with two other parties, but that means they have an incredibly important role, and it is a very counterintuitive coalition should it happen.
If the CSU does lose its majority, as the polls indicate, what would be the impact on Merkel's coalition?
There are several things to look at here. I think from a more structural perspective, what's important is that the CDU, so Merkel's party at national level, has always been very dependent on the CSU, so her sister party in Bavaria's performance. So if the CSU gets less votes, the CDU at national level is much less strong, and that obviously has a direct impact on her. Second of all, the real question is also what will happen with Horst Seehofer, who's president of the party right now in Bavaria and also interior minister. So will he have to leave? I think he will cling on to power, but maybe he will be ousted. Then we'll need a new interior minister. And so the question here is, what does it do to the strength of Merkel's party, CDU, and the CSU alliance in the future?
Famke Krumbmuller, thank you very much for having spoken to us.
Thank you.
Moving to other world